Hi, welcome to all class 9 students. My first video I already explained the first chapter motion to some points. Today I will explain the rest of the points of this chapter. First of all, I will explain you the speed. What is speed? Speed means a object which is in motion. We can say how fast or how slow the moving object is. Now, what is speed? If an object just cover a distance, suppose total distance a moving objects cover 5 seconds 20 meters, then what will be the speed? Speed of this moving object is 20 by 5 equals to 4 meter per second. So what is the definition of speed? Definition of speed is distance covered by a moving object per unit time. Unit time is what here? Second. I already told in example that a moving object covers 20 meter in 5 seconds. So what will be the speed? Total distance 20 meter, total time 5 seconds. So the speed of this moving object is 20 by 4 equals to 4 meter per second. So speed is a scalar quantity. Why? Because it only represents the magnitude, no directions. If I say the speed of a car is 40 km per hour, here I am not mentioning any directions. Clear? So that's why speed is nothing but a scalar quantity. In my previous videos, I already explained what is scalar quantity, what is vector quantity. The physical quantities, measurable physical quantities whose has magnitude and direction is called vector quantity, and the physical quantities which has only magnitude is called the scalar quantity. So here speed is scalar quantity. Why? Here I am not mentioning any directions. Clear? So if the distance is t, total distance, see the copy here. If the distance, total distance cover equals to d, and the time is, total time is t, then speed equals to d by total distance by total time equals to v, means the speed. Clear? Now coming to the velocity. Velocity is the same thing, the displacement. Here I won't say the distance. In my previous videos I already explained you what's the difference between displacement and distance. Again I am telling, distance means the moving object covers total path during the time, given time. It is called the distance. But displacement is the distance between the initial and final point is called the displacement. So velocity. So distance is a scalar quantity and displacement is a vector quantity. Now what is velocity? Velocity is the total displacement of the moving object divided by the total time taken. Okay, if now let me show you. Now, see here, distance. So, suppose an object coming from A to B and B to C. Clear? A moving object coming from A to, starting from A, coming to B, then it's going to C. Okay, so distance covered AB plus BC. This is called distance, total path covers. But this is his initial point and this is his final point. So now AC is the shortest distance between the initial and the final position. Okay. So this is AC is called displacement. Now you understand that this is called the distance, the actual path covers by the moving object, but this is the shortest path between the initial point and the final point is called the displacement. So now the time taken, suppose total time taken T, coming from A to B and B to C. So speed will be, suppose speed equals to distance, total distance by total time. But velocity is, means here AB plus BC by T. Okay, AB plus BC by T, and here velocity equals to AC by T. Clear? So now the displacement per unit time covers by a moving object is called its velocity. So if a body, the velocity will be less than the speed. If suppose total distance, velocity of this object, of the moving object, if total shortest distance is smaller and time is more, then velocity will be less than the speed. Why? Because distance AB plus BC, distance is more and time is less, so then the speed will be more. So sometimes speed will be more than the velocity if the object is not moving in a straight line. But if the object is moving in a straight line, then speed equals to velocity. Okay, because then initial and final point there is no difference. Now the unit of speed and velocity both are same, meter per second. The SI unit of speed is also meter per second and SI unit of velocity is also meter per second. But velocity is a vector quantity. Why? Velocity, since displacement is a vector quantity, so displacement by time then equals to velocity. That's why velocity is also the vector quantity. Now uniform velocity. What is called uniform velocity or uniform speed? If an object covers equal distance in equal interval of time, suppose per second, a moving object just covers 5 meters per second, then I can say the speed is uniform speed. Same thing, if the object moves or covers equal distance in equal interval of time, that means 5 meters per second in a particular directions, then I can say that it is the object has the uniform velocity or constant velocity. What is called average speed? Average speed means suppose you are going to the market. Now when the road is empty, your speed will be more. When the road is crowded, then you will slow down your vehicle. Suppose total distance, suppose from Barakat to Asansol or Barakat to your place where you stay. To this distance, suppose 10 kilometer. Okay. And it takes suppose 3 hours. Or 20 kilometers, or it takes 2 hours. Clear? Now, total throughout the 20 kilometers, sometimes you have got a crowded road, sometimes you have got the empty road. So, but average speed is it? Sometimes your speed is more, sometimes speed is slow. So, how you take out the average speed? You have to take out the average speed. You will see the what is the total distance. Total distance 20 kilometer, and your total time taken is 2 hours. So what is your average speed? 20 by 2 means 10 kilometer per hour. Clear? In this way we can find out the total average speed. Now non-uniform velocities. What is called non-uniform velocity? Non-uniform velocity, if a moving object covers unequal distance in equal interval of time, then this velocity of this moving object is called non-uniform velocity in a particular direction. So why I am telling particular direction? Because I am talking about velocity. Velocity is always a vector quantity. So whenever you mention velocity, you have to mention the directions. Otherwise, your answer will be wrong. Is it clear? Now the question is this: is velocity maybe negative or positive, 0, or is speed maybe negative or positive or 0?